Hey, Wambug World Entertainment and Brave and the Bold Batman. Is it ever actually going to happen at this stage? Probably not. Doesn't stop the rumours from happening though. And the new rumour is who is possibly going to be cast as Batman in Brave and the Bold. Now, it's a choice that they're saying is a fan favourite, but is it? Because it's the first time I've ever heard the guy's name. Question is though, as I said, is it actually going to happen? Because right now it looks like the writing's on the wall that it's over for James Gunn and Peter Safran. So they're trying to now hint that maybe this is kind of like his last hurrah and that he's going to throw a bunch of cameos, including Batman, into Man of Tomorrow. Which really makes no sense. But we're going to take a look at it because the guy that they're looking at is not a great choice, to be honest with you. But then again, you know, as the Joker always said,
but you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at the article and then we'll talk about who it is. Well, who it is a guy called Tom Brittney. So let's look at the article that talks about it. Because now, keep in mind, this is a rumour and it doesn't seem to be coming from a reliable or at least a well-known source. So I would take this with not even a pinch of salt, with a massive truckload of salt. So it's saying, with Supergirl flopping, the DCU is still moving forward and James Gunn's Man of Tomorrow is the next big DC Studios movie on the board. Technically, no, it's not. Clayface is, but in terms of big budget, I suppose, yes. And saying it's still moving forward, well, yeah, it's already in production, so you're not going to pull the plug on it. So it says here, as we already reported, we've been told Adria Arjona, I can never pronounce her name, is playing Wonder Woman in the film, not Maxima. Now, what's funny about this is they get told this, but then later in this article, you'll see where they kind of flip it to where if she is actually Maxima, it means, oh, well, we weren't wrong with what we said. You'll see what I mean. I just think it's funny. So, catch up on every information, blah, blah, blah. So now we're hearing a rumour making the rounds in Hollywood. Tom Brittney could be Gunn's new Batman. And there's an update saying the rumour may have originated from Beyond Reporter 1 account on X. Whoever and whatever that is. So that's seemingly where this rumour has started from. So to be clear, we don't know if that means the Brave and the Bold is moving forward, or if Batman could show up in Man of Tomorrow. What we have been told is that Man of Tomorrow could be it for James Gunn and his DCU, and to expect big cameos and fan service. Well, your first issue is, what would be the point in putting Batman in there? Especially for fan service or just a cameo. Because it's a Batman who goes nowhere. Because if Man of Tomorrow is it, if that's, you know, all she wrote for James Gunn and Safran in this movie, then it is the point of, well, what the hell's the point then in putting Batman in there? Especially casting a new Batman to put him in for a one and done. It sounds a bit strange, to be honest, doesn't it? So, if Man of Tomorrow is Gunn's big hurrah, they might let him include a Batman cameo. And just maybe that Batman is Tom Brittney. Brittney, much like David Cornsweet before Gunn cast him as Superman, has been a big fan favourite pick to play the DCU's Dark Knight. Has he? Because again, this is the first time I've heard this guy's name. However, wait till you hear this. There appears to be a wrench in the machine. We're told there is chaos behind the scenes over Gunn getting to use Batman. So the issue has to do with Matt Reeves and his own Batman universe and movies. Reeves doesn't want anything to interfere with his Batman and has concerns because Gunn has been all over the place without a clear plan, says the insiders. The insiders point to Supergirl as an example, saying it is obvious the DCU is no longer simply getting the scripts right before moving forward. They say Gunn has gone back to the Marvel way of doing things, which is basically just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks and just start filming without scripts. So they also point to Gunn's use of Wonder Woman in Man of Tomorrow, saying there doesn't appear to be a firm direction for the character yet, because, this is where they flip it, she could easily be swapped out for Maxima. The rap also backs us up. So that is where they try and cover their asses by saying, we've just been told she's absolutely 100% playing Wonder Woman. However, we've also said she's absolutely 100% playing Maxima, so we're going to flip it to say, oh, they could easily change it to where she's Maxima. So that's where they're covering their asses on that one. So with Paramount closing its deal to purchase Warner Brothers next month, the next few months should be very interesting. Also, recall how Gunn blamed his Superman movie flopping overseas on Superman not being as popular as Batman, and he ran to the trades pushing for his effing awesome Batman. Well, that's not quite correct. He didn't blame Superman flopping overseas because Superman's not as popular as Batman. He said Superman didn't perform as well overseas because he's not as well known overseas, which is just bullshit. He's literally trying to say people outside of the US don't know who Superman is. It's like, yeah, that's not exactly correct there. So seems obvious that Gunn doesn't have approval to use Batman, and Gunn is using that as an excuse why his DCU isn't resonating. It's my guess that if Gunn had Batman, there would never have been a Supergirl movie. Again, nothing to do with getting the scripts right. So they're trying to say there that, hey, if he got to use Batman, then there wouldn't be any issues. And the question is, like, is that correct? Would that have been the case? Probably not. Now, we've been talking about there does seem to be something with Batman's rights that does Matt Reeves actually have control of it, because they're not moving forward at any rush to do Brave and the Bold. That is evident. You know, they said, oh, now we have a writer, but that's the last we've heard. We have not heard progression on the scripts or anything. And the fact that Matt Reeves is involved as an executive producer on Clayface, which of course is a Batman villain, it does seem Matt Reeves may be the one in control. So as for Tom Brittney, I have him pulled up here because I don't know who the guy is. So he's an English actor, and he's 35, which doesn't really work when you think that he's meant to have the son Damien, who's about 15 or 16. So why would you go for someone that young? Plus, I've already seen people kind of complain, saying, really, another British dude to play Batman? Can you not get an American? Plus, that would mean your Superman would be British again, and your Batman. The guy, by the way, has literally done nothing. Literally, he's been working, it says here anyway, he's been working since 2014. The majority of his work are TV shows. So he's done something called Black Box, which he doesn't seem to be credited for. Back in Action, Grandchester, whatever that is, Fred, Invasion, Greyhound, Make Me Famous, Dolly Parton's Heartstrings. Okay then. Unreal, Genesis and stuff. And out of all of that, I'm assuming, is this Black Box a movie? I'm assuming so. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 movies. That's all he's done is 4 movies. Everything else is TV shows. Except one is a music video. Sam Fender. Held on at what? What? How Don Aldi Death Quarry or something. What the fuck did I just read? That's what it's called. And that thing, Fred, is a short. So he's basically done nothing. So why would you want to run and get this guy? I don't know. So you're looking at an English guy that's only 35 years of age and has basically done nothing. Well, isn't the DCU in great hands with James Gunn? But don't worry, because I highly doubt James Gunn will ever get to see his Batman to the screen, because I think with the writings on the wall, with Supergirl tanking, I almost bloody choked there, tanking at the box office, Superman underperforming, Peacemaker Season 2, nobody cared, Creature Commandos, nobody even realised that thing was even out, Clayface has the best chance to earn some money, but that's only because they spent nothing on it, and then Man of Tomorrow will be the make or break. And at this stage, the question is, will Gunn be out, or what will they do? I have an interesting theory on that. But what do you guys think about this rumour about Tom Brittney being cast as Batman, possibly simply for a cameo appearance in Man of Tomorrow instead of Brave and the Bold? Well, let me know what you think, and would you choose him? Let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and check out memberships and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.